Welcome to the next episode of Our Family Stories, a podcast by Global Peace Women. In this podcast, we love sharing stories from our family life, talk about the lessons that we've learned, and think more deeply about how family really plays an important role in building peace. Gandhi once wrote that the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in service of others. As women, we find ourselves in service to others, often in the family, in our communities, in the world. In today's episode, we want to talk a little bit more about how to find fulfillment in service to others. We hope you enjoy.
Hi, welcome back to Our Family Stories. We are always happy to be here and share our family stories because from these moments of challenge, moments of brightness and joy, there's so much to learn about who we are as women, about the importance of family, about the enduring hopes and dreams that all of us have as one human family. So today, I have some special, wonderful women here with us today. So we'd like to introduce them before we dive into the next topic. We'll start with our guest of honor, because we are very honored to have her all the way from Uganda, please.
Thank you so much, Ms. Hanako. I appreciate every moment that we get to share about life. My name is Hope Kemigisha, and I'm in Uganda right now. I also do live in the US, but right now I'm in Uganda and I work with Global Peace Women. We are changing the world. We are transforming lives and strengthening families. And it's really a privilege to be working and be associated with powerful women who vision and a purpose. Thank you so much.
Hi, everybody. My name is Shraddha KC, and I'm currently based in Seattle, Washington right now. I work with Global Peace Women and help share family stories through social media.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Namaste. This is Anu Lama from Nepal, currently working with Global Peace Women in communications and writing stories, which I absolutely love. And it's really good to be here with all these beautiful ladies to share our stories. Really looking forward to this session.
Me too. Like Hope said, women united with a common vision, the vision of peace, right? And so very honored. My name is Hanako. I work in Global Peace Women as well, and I am surrounded by such wonderful ladies. Today, the topic that we're going to talk about is service, I guess, service. Often, I think as women, we find ourselves as the service provider, so to say, right? We are the daughter, the sister, the mother, in the mental health care provider. The list is long. We find ourselves being the one who's providing care and service to others. So I have a story where my son just recently had to write an essay about the type of life he wants to live. And he wrote something along the lines of, I want to live a life lived for others. I want to benefit the world. And his teacher pushed him and said, well, that's fine, but what about yourself? What shouldn't you consider yourself and your self-care? And he thought about it and he came to me and he goes, well, what do you think of that question? And as we talked, his conclusion was, I don't know. I don't think it's about me. I think it's about a bigger picture. And so we dug up this quote from Gandhi, I think that sums up what he was trying to say, what my son was trying to say. And it's the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in service of others. So today, we want to talk a little bit about that, what it's like, maybe in the simple family setting or the world shaking global peace setting, all those levels. It's not always easy to seek the way of service because, yeah, there's that fear of losing yourself. But we want to talk about how do you find fulfillment in that service. So we always start with a little family story from before. So today, the one I'm going to share is a little humorous, but it talks about finding fulfillment in service in the family. So let me share. Okay, let's take a look.
the video. She just got my words and wrote them literally. That is exactly a mother's life. That is exactly, sometimes I just put a notice, no one passes through the corridors because I'm on Zoom for the next 2 hours. And before you know it, there's a bang. So it is a beautiful, messy life that we go through, but that is what makes us unique. Women are incubators. We literally just get disorganized things and make them. That is why you get just a sperm and create a baby. It is the unique technology God has given us. It is the ability to nurture. You get the groceries, make a meal. You get a house, make a home. That is who we are. We just transform everything and make it. The abilities we have, they amaze me too. So that was a really beautiful video. It just speaks to every mother. I just want to share it ASAP. Thank you.
For me, I just remembered my mother and a lot of appreciation towards her. Because my mother, me and my brother were quite handful. So, so that video definitely made me reflect and made me appreciate my mother a lot more.
So then how do we take all that chaos, all that need to constantly give, and make sure that we're finding fulfillment in that service? And then, you know, if we look at what Hope is doing, and Anu, sometimes the work that you do in Nepal or the work that Dr. Kong does, making something out of the chaos of the world, that's even bigger, right? But how do you make sure that what are the things that we're gaining when we are putting ourselves out there in service to others? So in this video, it was you know, she realized, oh, I'm the queen of this small realm, despite the fact that it is a messy realm.
For me, I think it is definitely the relationship that you make. You know, the connection you make when you do service or do projects. You meet people. So when I did my project, I definitely built a connection with these girls, and it is very beautiful. You know, something you cannot just get it by paying, or something you cannot just get that elsewhere. But the kind of connection you have, that warmth, it's like a warm hug. Even without hugging, it's nice. So that is something that we get for me.
Shraddha is quiet.
Thank you, Hope. I was actually thinking, so as I grew up, I always watched my mom always do things for others. And so I went through a period of time where I would question in my head, not questioning her, I would just question in my head, like, why is she doing so much for other people? She can do everything for herself, but instead of doing it for herself, she does it for other people. And just her acts of service, I guess, helped shape me into becoming someone like her, or choosing to aspire to become someone like her. And I realized over time, the reason why she does so much for others is not so that she becomes happy, it's so that they become happy, so she can get the pleasure of seeing them happy. And it's just this chain reaction, because it just creates such a harmony around you. And so just realizing that over time is that, you know, when you do acts of service, yes, deep down it is for your own personal satisfaction, but it's also for the sake of others. And so when you do it for others, it also influences them. And just like how my mom influenced me, it makes me think, oh, if I go through this, if I do this, it'll make them happy, and maybe it'll spark a chain in them. And then from there on, it just sparks chains all the way around. And it's just this big circle of just doing acts of service that help not only yourself, but also people around you. And it's just that synergy that it creates is really amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
If we praised Gandhi's phrase, it would be like finding your happiness in the happiness of others. Right?
Yes, yes. Personally, the Bible says it's more blessed to give than to receive. And I used to hate my home when I was growing up. I literally hated visitors because our house was like a hotel. My dad being in service as a minister, a pastor, reverends, homeless people, people who were just passing by and they decide to spend the night in your home. I remember my room, because I'm a girl, I tried to decorate it and make it look nice. And that became a problem because that's the room everyone preferred to go in. Every important guest apparently would take my bed. Literally, I grew up sleeping on the couch because your bedroom is given to another guest that came, some bishop, some prophet, some guest. And I remember one night, I got water and poured on my mattress. In the middle of the mattress, I made sure it is so wet so that I needed to make sure my parents understand that I'm tired. I'm tired. I am tired of people taking over my bedroom, and I sleep in the chair. And I did it. So this guest comes in, oh, this is your room. They show him, and he goes to sleep. The mattress is wet. My mom was embarrassed. My dad was embarrassed. And it hit me. I was like, oh my God, what did I just do? But I was like, yeah, they deserve it. They need to know that I'm priority. I am their daughter. I am the one. When we cook, when they cook like chicken, the guests that have come in are the ones to eat the pieces. They give you soup because the chicken is not enough. And I'm thinking, we are your children. We are the ones who should be eating the chicken. These people are fat, they are big, they have money. They can buy all their chicken. Why are we the ones eating the soup? And you'd hear my mom said, don't touch the meat, is a guest. And I grew up eating the meat first. It's a habit that I've tried to overcome now. But from my young age, even in my early years of marriage, you give me food, I'll eat the chicken first, I'll eat the meat, I'll eat the fish, because it's in my head. Anyone will pop in any minute, and because my parents are always givers, they'll come and get your chicken, get some of the rice, create a plate. So that was service. That is service. Fulfillment, of course, a lot of benefits come with giving. They come with serving. All of us grew up, studied on scholarships. My parents never paid school fees because of what my dad was doing in the community. And at some point, when you become grateful and you mature, you realize that what I thought was a burden and a problem is actually not. I just need to modify it a little bit and be able to handle it so that the people that I'm related with don't suffer. So with that kind of background of life, when I grow up and I start an NGO at the age of 17 years, I start taking in orphans because it is inborn. That is what you do. That's who you are. You can't run away from it despite of the challenges that come with it. So I lose myself. I go into this, I start educating whenever they would give me pocket money, I educate someone somewhere. But today, even this Zoom call today, the person that came and set up everything is a boy that came to my home when he was 8 years. His father had died. His mother had died. He came to our home to get a job to dig in our garden so that he can pay his school fees. I took him on. Right now he's at university, and right now he runs my fashion label. Right now he is a totally different man. Why? Because I am grateful. Remember, okay, you may not remember, it's a different story, but I was raised by different people, by Americans who didn't know me. So they gave me a home. They took me in. They didn't have to do it. So most of the times it's out of the grateful heart that you go and serve. Most of people that start foundations of cancer or what, they've lost someone they love due to cancer. So they know the pain that goes in there, and why they do the foundation is to try and help as many people so that they don't have to go through the burdens they've gone through. So fulfillment will come from knowing that I prevented someone from going through what I went through. I may have gone through tough experiences and all this, but if I can talk to this woman about it before she makes the mistake, if I can help this bright girl go to school, then I know that this person will turn out and be another hope. And she will touch maybe millions of lives. If she can also go, it's a multiplier effect. We may not change the whole world, but the multiplier effect of one person that you have touched, you don't know. You cannot downplay it. You'll get 1 grain of maize, put it in the soil. Like you said, Gandhi says that the book says, lose yourself in service. To find yourself, you have to lose yourself. You get 1 grain of maize, you put it in the soil, but what comes out is a cob that is full of many grains on it. So that is what service is like. You may give water to someone that was on the road, but you don't know the children he has, the uncles that depend on him, the parents that depend on him, and the children, what they will turn out to be. They may become people that are going to heal the sick. So every time we go out and serve, it's like she said, it's not for us. It's not for other people. It's literally for you. The satisfaction that you get when you know I put $1 on that president's school fees. That young man, I remember I bought him uniform. See where he is. It's a brick on a building. You look at what you've done, like this podcast that we are doing. Maybe there's someone out there that thinks charity or service or going out there is for rich people, people that have a lot to give. It's not like that. Even a word of encouragement is service, even if you make it a habit. I made it a habit to be in my name, the people that deliver services. I know we could do this without you. The time I spent in the US, you kept delivering food to my children in the pandemic, and I went on to thank them, but just that one word, it pushed them to even keep time. They started even doing things extra. So fulfillment will always be when you look back and you know that I impacted a life. The effect, what at the end of the day, what comes out of the work you've put in is what really brings joy to your heart, to know that a marriage was saved because you just went and talked to them, to know that someone is now studying medicine at the university, a boy who lost parents, he had no hope, but because you were selfless, to know that I can buy a wig of 1 million, but let me have my natural hair, I still look good, and pay school fees for 5 children. I can have a new car every 2 years, but I'm still driving. At the end of the day, it's a car. Let me get this little and buy some medical supplies for a lady that is sick, that is about to die, but they are little children. Where will they go? So you feel other people's burdens. And at the end of the day, when you see them laugh, when you see them happy, when I see this young man today, when he goes back to the village, everyone looks at him. There are many of them. And I look at him, I'm like, thank you, Lord. At least this one will never, his life will never be the same. The Americans that took me in, they didn't know what they were doing, but giving me an education and a home. Today, I am helping, I am also giving it back because I'm grateful. And those people, because they know where they've come from, they'll also give it back. So change begins with I. No one is going to come and give me the change that I need in this world. No one will come and plant trees for us. No one is going to help a neighbor out. Do for others what you would want them to do for you. What you would want another person to do for you. Be the agent of change. Do it, and it will come back to you. Thank you so much.
That's such a powerful, empowering perspective. Wow. Planting seeds.
Yeah.
On grateful soil. Sometimes seeds can be planted, they don't grow, but planting seeds in grateful soil. I did want to ask, so we're all here. Yes, there it's definitely when we find the growth, when we find that the happy, the service that we do translates into the happiness of another, that is definitely fulfilling, and it makes us feel like we want to do more. Sometimes that feedback doesn't come right away. For example, with child rearing, sometimes that feedback is not going to come till they're 25, maybe 30, and they realize how hard it was being a parent. But what are some things that we can do to make sure that we don't burn out or we don't lose our sense of self when we are giving to others? Pitch that question.
Yeah, I'll go straight. That is an experience I had through personally. And the person that helped me understand it is an American preacher called Bishop Noel Jones. I'm so grateful up to today. I went to California and I sat in his house, which is a big privilege for such a big man. And we talked for 6 hours. He said, Hope, your heart is right. Your motive is godly and it's right. But if you don't save yourself first, you're going to drown with the people that you think you're saving. And he gave me a scenario of someone that he went to swim to help someone that was drowning. And he came swimming very fast, thinking, I'm going to save this person from drowning. And the person literally touched on his shoulders, pushed him in the water and helped himself out. And he was there gasping, like almost to a point of death. I went through that, I think 4 years ago, especially after I hit the divorce. I have 4 children. I have 40 orphans to educate, to feed, to house. And I don't have a job. Donations are not coming in. But I have them. I have this commitment. I remember I cut off my hair. You be fulfilled as a leader, and then you will be able to lead other people. You'll be able to serve other people. So we go back to looking at what is important. Do you have a budget? Can you be able to, I know the Bible says the just shall live by faith, but you have to also be realistic in this charity that we are doing. Who are you partnering with to do this work? How much time are you giving yourself to refresh? You need to be able to flourish as a person so that the joy and this that oozes out of you can touch other people. Like joy is contagious. So if you don't have it inside, there's no joy in you, you're going to make everyone around you miserable. You're going to scream at your children because you have a lot of bills to pay. You have a lot of pressures. You're going to be a bitter person. You're going to be angry at your husband. You're not even supporting me in the ministry that I'm doing. You start grumbling, blaming everyone for the mess you created yourself. So that is exactly where I was going. I had become bitter. All these friends, they don't even support me. They say I have 50 orphans. Who told you to have them? They are not giving me food. I became a bitter person. Why? Because I thought everyone should carry the burden that I'm carrying, of which burden I've created for my own self. And I forgot that we are different. Not everyone is called into service, by the way. Not everyone has the heart to give. So you cannot expect it from other people. And so it is very important to go back to know that this world, we are not going to change it in one day. It is not going to be transformed in one day. You can only do your bit and let God do the rest and let other people do the rest. If you have given someone water, that's what you can afford. Do that. And I love how global peace is. They don't have to stretch through beyond their limit. They know that it's a process, it's a journey, step by step. We shall get there. The little that you do will be helpful. Another person will add on a brick. It's like a house. The people that build are not sometimes the ones that roof. The ones that roof are not the ones that paint. The ones that paint are not the ones that furnish. The ones that furnish are not the ones that plumb the house. So life is like that. If you can do the foundation, thank you. Someone else will do the rest. But find yourself. Why are you on this earth personally? You don't marry a wife to bring her into your misery, into your messed up life. You're going to suffocate her. You don't marry a man and then start putting burdens on him. We have to be two fulfilled people working together. You don't bring all your challenges to your parents. I have this campaign, and then you're bitter at them. So once we are agents of peace, give people peace. Be peaceful yourself. You cannot give what you don't have. So we relax on this job. I had to call the schools and downstream on the number of the children. I put them in less expensive schools. You're not a beggar. Once you're doing charity, once you're doing good deeds, you're not supposed to be a beggar. Help me, I'm doing this. No, the people that have the same vision with you will come and stand with you. The work of God, anything good that you do will always have people to stand with you. So let us have our peace. Let's go back to knowing that we have parents that educated you. They want to see you happy, flourishing. They also expect you to come back and remember them. So as we are doing service, as we are doing our jobs, you can't work on a job 20 hours and then you don't have time for your children. You don't have time for you don't visit your mom. That is not the life. Those are not the relations that God has called us to. Make a phone call, check on someone. Maybe they are struggling. So at the end of the day, you have to stand, be happy, put on your smile, do what you can, leave the rest to God. Thank you.
There, right, what more can you say? The analogy of the drowning person and trying to go save people and not drown with them. So very, very poignantly said, Hope, and so many other things, right? But mainly we need to be full ourselves. We need to make sure that our motive is aligned in the right place, right? And that we're not black holes, but we are able and full enough to give light and life to others. So
yes,
so important, so important.
Thank you.
Any closing thoughts, Anu, Shraddha, and then we'll have Hope.
Yes, I can clap and I can say thank you for sharing your wise words.
Yeah.
Anu, do you have
Same as Shraddha said. I don't think I can add any more. It's been wonderful.
Thank you.
Out, Hope, final thoughts.
I would say that life is what you make it. Life is what you make it. Service is beautiful, but you have to live. The people that God has entrusted with you, especially, is number one, family. No one in your family should suffer at the account of the other. Once the family is empowered, that is your parents, your children, then go to the nearest, your community, like that. But all I would say is be fulfilled as a person, be content in your skin, be content in who you are. And as you build yourself, all these other branches like a tree, once your roots are deep and you're strong, you cannot be shaken by the wind. You need finances, you need education, you need your spiritual life to be, you need good people, and you get good friends by being good yourself. So once you are strong and you have deep roots, then these branches start growing from you. They grow towards every nation, every place, and the birds can come and make a home on these beautiful branches. So as we are going out there to save the world, to change the world, make sure you have strong roots, education, do business, have a job, have strong relations, have people like Global Peace Family with you. These are the people, I have people all over the world just because I'm in Global Peace. So my roots are in every nation. And at the end of the day, your branches are growing. And it's a very beautiful picture altogether. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Hope. Thank you. It's planting in springtime out here, so your analogy is so relevant. We're watching the pumpkin seeds grow, and definitely,
Yes.
right, the roots come first, and then the first seed, was it leaves, and then the next leaves, and we'll have to wait a long time for the fruits. But it's what you say, the roots come first. You grow that so that the fruits can come later. So thank you.
Thank you for joining us for this episode. Make sure to subscribe and tune in next time.